Hey guys, it's Andrea, and welcome back to my channel. There's no better way to start the new year than to start a new bullet journal. I've been bullet journaling now for 3 years, but I've always kept it very plain. So I've been excited to start this new one because my motto this year is try new things. I've decided to hide my ruler and freehand everything. Trust me, this is new to me. I hate crooked lines, so this is going to be really hard. But I'm going to do it for 1 whole year, no ruler. Anyone else have any New Year's resolutions or goals? Let me know yours in the comments below. Now, let's get to the journal. I'm using a Leuchtturm 1917. I've used this one for the last 2 years and really love the dotted pages. Makes things easier to keep straight, especially since I'll be really relying on this feature this year. I'll leave all the supplies used in the description box below. I haven't switched up my journal layout at all for the last 2 years, so this year I'm trying something new. I'm also combining a bunch of things I found I was just writing in my daily sections. There were only a few times that I used my dailies as sort of a diary. I'm keeping page 1 the same. I'm putting the year's calendar down so it's easy to find and reference all the months together on one page. I find the setup always takes the longest, but at least you only have to do it once. I was so glad that I never messed up a single day on this page. It's okay if you do mess up, but there are ways to fix it. I'll show you in a bit my go-to fix-it style. I colored the days of the week with the gray to keep it pretty neutral since every month will have its own theme and color. Next, I wanted to break down the months so it's easy to see all the events that will occur. I used to do a 3-month spread at the beginning of every 3 months, but I never really used it because they were all in different places in the book. I didn't like having to find them all the time, so I kinda just stopped using them. But that's the beauty about bullet journaling. If you find something doesn't work for you, you can take it out or change the layout. I'm hoping to try a bunch of layouts this year. The best thing about a bullet journal is there's no right or wrong way to do them. We all have our own priorities, and we can personalize it as much as we want. The next page is my savings page. I'm not setting myself a grand total as a goal, but rather just a money fill-in graph. I decided to make the graphs look like rolls of coin, but for bills. This way, if I save $275 in 1 month, I'll color in the corresponding amounts with that month's color theme. This will also let me know which months let me save how much money. I colored in the amounts with the corresponding color of the bills, which in Canada is very colorful, so thank you Canada for colored money. I actually messed up with the $25. We don't have a $25 bill, so I had to change it to $20. So this is the perfect time to show you how I usually fix my mistakes. My go-to is the white Faber-Castel PITT artist pen, and I just dab it out, kinda like whiteout. But you want to dab. If you scribble over it, it will only smudge. I usually go over it 3 times, and you can barely tell that you even made a mistake. See? Good as new. Next, I wanted to track my social media. I broke it down into Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Then I put the months along the side, inside a mini flag. As the months get their theme, I will go back and color in each month's flag with that color. I also colored in the social media icons with their corresponding colors. The next 2 pages are the bills paid tracker. I had this before, but I had it broken down at the beginning of every month. I wanted a way to keep them all together and decided to put them in the yearly section. I'm still practicing my calligraphy, so until I've mastered it enough to get it all looking mostly consistent, I'm drawing the thicker lines afterwards. I drew out a black box for all the bills and colored them in with the brush pen. I decided to add 2 extra boxes at the bottom in case I get any future bills that happen monthly. Then I wrote all the months across the top and drew the lines for the columns. I wrote with my white Jelly Roll pen in the black boxes. The white showed up really well. A new spread for me this year will be the project expenses. I usually have a lot of supplies and don't need to buy anything for my DIYs, but I wanted to keep track of anything that does need to get purchased. I chose a fill-in graph style for each month, with each box being $10. So this is a graph I would want to see not filled up. I added a weekly projects page so I could write down all the DIYs I'm going to do for each week. This way I can pre-fill in certain ones that need to be done by a certain day. This works really well, especially for holidays, since they never change year after year. I kept this pretty simple and made tab-like arrows with the number of the week inside. I also added lines and dotted lines across to separate each week. I think I will color in the weeks with each month's color theme as they get created. So 52 weeks ended up being 3 pages. I don't read very many books, but I wanted to keep track of them in a new way. I decided to do this wood bookshelf and then draw the book on the shelf after I have read it. I may have overdone it with the 2 shelves, but hey, I can hope, right? I colored the shelf in with the brown marker, and where it overlapped it gave it a natural wood grain look. The next pages I left really plain because honestly I haven't decided how I wanted to display them. So I just wrote movies watched on one page and series watched on the next. Last thing I did was added my key. And because it's right at the front, it'll be easy to reference. I marked my task as a circle, half filled in means it's been started, colored in is completed, crossed out is cancelled, arrow left is rescheduled, arrow right is migrated, star for anything really important, triangle for events and holidays, a dot for a note, and a box to indicate work hours. Well, that's it for 2018's bullet journal setup. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope I've inspired some of you to start your very own journal. If you do step into the world of bullet journaling and try any of the spreads I have created, please tag me on Instagram at Amazing-Andrea1, that's with underscores. I would love to see your recreations or even different versions or layouts. I'm going to be posting every month's setup at the beginning of every month, so if you don't want to miss any of those, subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching and see you next time.